happening? How are we? Okay, so everything seems good. So that's good. Um, Perfect. Okay, cool. Oh, so today was a long ass day. I wasn't gonna do this video. I was gonna just skip it. I was gonna be like, you know what, a day won't matter. Won't matter if I miss a day, but it does. Um, it will matter. I hope I'm not too close. I feel like I'm just gonna change the camera here. Um, camera, and hopefully it just goes back. There we go. General. Okay. Yeah. So today was definitely a. Today was a. It's like I'm actually just doing my check-in. I've just got to fill in a couple of different things on my check-in. So, like this week overall was actually, quite a good week. Um, in terms of training, kind of things did progress a little bit, which was good. Um, However, this week, like I found sleep very, very difficult. I found myself not getting like enough sleep, and just due to like basically because we have like staff are like changing over inside the gym. Me and Nicole are having to start and to take some of the morning classes again, which means our training is like at the moment being moved until like, or sorry, being moved to like 5:45. So we like to train like even before the gym opens, and just to kind of get a head start in the day. And literally, what is happening is we are training. One of us is doing a class halfway through our session and then coming back to that just for the time being because there's literally no other way at the moment. And then our work days are so busy that literally that is at the moment the only way that we're finding to get it done. So um, for me, it's really just like making sure that I can maintain progress while keeping everything moving, and like that's what I found very difficult. I think yesterday I was like finding that everything was just overwhelming, and that I was just like not necessarily like falling behind, but I was um, just finding things like way harder than they needed to be because like I was putting the small things off. Um, and to me, like putting the small things off is literally what makes everything so goddamn hard. It's like I'll start so many things. When I say start, like I'm so good at like taking action. Like I do not dwell on the decision at all, and I literally will just go and I'll just start something, but then I won't finish it. So I'll find it very hard to finish that thing that I potentially started on. So that's what I find probably the most difficult. Um, where it's like, okay, this is always so it's always so hard to work out how much sleep um, you've got if you're not good at maths. So we are doing maths right now. So yeah, like I'll run through some of the numbers. So we have like 5:51. Then we have 6 hours 5 minutes, 6 hours and 3 minutes. Then we have 7 hours and 59 minutes. That was a Saturday. That was good. And then we actually had, sorry, that's and then we had 8 hours 15, and then so overall, probably the worst week of sleep we've had in a while. But for the amount of sleep we had a productive week. So you know what, I'm not going to complain too much. But definitely, I want to improve that as quickly as we can. Just filling in steps. Steps are like 12,000, and it's actually um, so pull, push legs, and then rest, and then pull, a, push, a, and then legs, a, and then rest, and then it will be pull, B, push, B, which was today, and then that's everything up to 7:45. So, and it is. It's about getting this stuff done and not letting things get in the way. So that session was moved to past. Fine. So what we do is, it was definitely harder throughout the week. And as I got further on, definitely with sleep being lower, and that definitely was hard. The weekend was particularly hard. Like, I don't want to say it was, any harder than any weekend, but I just typically do find the weekends that little bit hard. And you can just slowly see my stress just creeping up, which is so annoying because like I work so hard to like get it down. Um, and it just makes all the difference. Um, when that's down really low. So I'm like, the week just end. Like I'll have a good day, and then I'll have like a not so good day, which is like so annoying. And then hungry over the weekend, which was really annoying as well. Um, but other than that, I think that brings. Oh, it's like I have this mouse that's supposed to work and just scroll left and right, but every time I go to use it, it doesn't do exactly what I wanted to do. So when I'm inside of add application, so inside of Google Chrome, I want this to act as my horizontal scroll. So yeah, perfect. Problem solved. And perfect. So rest of that. But yeah, just finishing up here, and then like I was hoping to be able to do some work, but it is um currently 12:30, and so it looks like I'm going to be going to bed because training is at, again, I'm picking Nicole up at like 5:45 or 5:30, I think. So yeah, that's not going to be too fun getting up in like 3-4 hours. But there's not really a whole lot that we can do. We just have to kind of get on with it. That makes sense. So once I get this, I think it's going to be bed, and then I think it's going to be. Um, that's going to be it, really, isn't it? There's not really much else I can do on today's day. Um, yes, I would like to stay in call. But I had a very like when I'm filling this out, I try to be as accurate as I can, and it is very hard. That's why even like these things have been very helpful. Like this is where all this kind of stuff videos have come from. Where it's like I need to actually keep some sort of log of like what I'm working on at like any given time. And so like I actually do find this super helpful, especially for days like today where you don't necessarily want to write anything down. Just jump on a video and then just record yourself just talking in your thoughts, and then I have it set up that this will create a summary of everything, and then we just essentially just do with it what we need. So this is like I want to say like a diary, like a journal, if you want to call it like that. Um, Training is desire to train is still quite high. Like energy in the gym is a little bit on the low side. Mood in the gym is like it's just down because like it's just you know the week isn't perfect. Like it's not going to ever be perfect, but it would be nice to see, um, you know, my weight moving really well. And that was uh, this was, so so sorry. Really fun. It's late. It's the thing. It can be so hard getting to bed on time sometimes. Especially when there's so much to do. It's actually ridiculous. It's like, how are you supposed to do it all? Like, being in business and trying to look after your health are like so like the opposite things. It's like you try to provide for people, but like that's what we're told to do. But in theory, it's like, yeah, you're putting yourself at risk all the time of like long nights and like there's parts of it that like you enjoy. Like there's lots that I love, um, and I think you see those on like social media and like the things, the trips and all that kind of stuff. But there's the bits that you don't see when I put my head down at the end of the night, and when I find things hard and I have to call Nicole and be like, "Look, I'm struggling with this. This is a problem that I'm trying to figure out. I just need you to kind of talk me through making a stupid decision or just making a decision that will, inevitably be the wrong one, and just talking that through." And you just the stress of it, you know. And then like even the other day, like I felt tension in my body because just things weren't going the way I wanted them to go. But yeah, that kind of I suppose wraps up. Sorry, this one was a little bit boring. It was just more about me filling in my check-in, um, seeing kind of me. I done jiu-jitsu today, so I was like, yeah, today was early. Then I had jiu-jitsu tonight, so I actually nearly passed out in jiu-jitsu. One of the lads caught me in a choke, but my hand was trapped and my other hand was trapped, so I couldn't actually tap his body. So I could only tap the ground, and obviously he couldn't hear me or feel me, so he kind of held on to it. But for a second, I was seeing stars, and yeah, I thought I was going to pass out, but we didn't. He let go. He obviously knew, and that was good because I got to stay awake. But yeah, I'm just gonna wrap this up here now because I just feel like I'm so tired. Like I said, it's so late. It is like 12:30, and you know I'm gonna go to bed, try to get some sleep, wake up probably 4:30, collect Nicole for 5:30, and then train about 5:45, and then do it all again tomorrow. So that's pretty much my day done. Um, and we just do it all again. You gotta love what you do. When I do these videos, I do want you to keep in mind that like it's the end of the day. It's the real. it's like my thoughts. It's like I was so buzzed coming back from jiu-jitsu, and then I obviously had some stuff to do, and then I had like other things to do, and like just it just hit me, like the tiredness from this morning just hit me. But when I finished jiu-jitsu, there was like this song playing on my playlist, and I just text Nicole. Like I was just like, because Nicole is like my business partner, she pretty much like is my work wife, and like we pretty much like run this place side by side together. Um, so I say to her like, there's times where like I'll just send her a message and I'll be like, I'm fucking exhausted and I love it. Like, do you know what I mean? And there's times where like I was like, I was like, see you at 5:30. She's like bright and early, and then where else is it? Oh yeah, we posted her show day video. So she was like, I don't know why, but that video made me so emotional. And then I wrote back saying, did it? And I was like, let's do it all again. I'm all in. So like when I got out of jiu-jitsu, like I was in like a really good like I'm buzzing, like I had a really good day today. Um and then it just I tried to do a little bit more work, and I had a couple of things to do when I got back, and then by the time I kind of sat down to record this, I was like, oh, I have to fill in that check-in sheet, and so this is the Brian that you're getting. But yeah, I suppose no matter what you do, everything's going to be hard. Um, and like even when I was thinking on the way home, I was like, why am I doing what I'm doing? You know, like I was thinking about, you know, why are we doing this? Like, you know, it's because I love what I do. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. I couldn't imagine whether that be. It's like I love what I do, but I love the big person I become doing the thing I love. It's like I think about one day, like if I had like kids and a family and I, like had a future and all that stuff, and I think about like if they people seeing these videos, what type of person would they see? And I would want them, grandkids, future grandkids, to be like, oh, okay, I can see certain traits, or they can make their own opinion on what they thought, like, But for me personally, like, I just love that I love what I do, and the thing that I love doing is what makes me a better person. It's like literally what gives me like good health, good physical health, good mental health. It gives me kind of like a sense of like I'm part of this community. I've been doing it for so long. I feel like I still have the same love for it. There also obviously is days like when you first find the gym, it's like the best thing ever, and then obviously 10 years down the line, you still love it, but it's a lot harder. The hard days are harder, and even the good days can be a little bit harder. And the good days get a little bit less. It's like any martial art or anything whatsoever. And the reason why I do martial arts as well is because I love putting myself outside my comfort zone, and I love doing that in business. And like that's what I mean about these things make me a better person. Um, they teach me the skills that I feel like I need as an individual. Um, like today, like again, I nearly passed out, but like I go down the KF and Swords, and that's where I train, and I'm just reminded of like you're absolutely nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like there's so many people down here that will just absolutely annihilate you. Do you know what I mean? So it's that ego that like you just remove that ego from yourself, and it's like, yeah, you're nobody at the end of the day. Like these people, and like there's parents, there's like people in their 40s, and I love to see it. Like we get on so well in such a great place, but like these people would absolutely smash you. Do you know what I mean? And everyone's there trying to better themselves, and I think that's what we all try to do. Is we all try to better ourselves, and we're all on a journey. Do you know what I mean? It's like the journey to a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but the skills is what we want on the way to that journey. Like the black belt is like the destination. It's like what I say is like the location on a map. It's there to put you in the direction, and then it's all of the stuff on the way to that black belt that you're actually looking to do. You're looking to see the sights. You're looking to, have fun along the way, meet people, learn new skills, learn learn discipline, learn to eat healthy, learn all these different types of things. Um, the journey is what's important, and that's why it's important to love it. And when you love something, and that thing is what makes you a better person, it's like I feel like it's that perfect connection. And like I was thinking about this when I left because I was like, again, I hadn't seen so like I've only started recently doing the evening classes in jiu-jitsu the last like 2 weeks, and just because it suits my schedule better. And the first thing I hadn't seen people in so long that had done the evening classes, and I said like I seen them now, and some of them are late 40s, early 50s, and they're still training just as hard, and they're still just as good, and they're still fucking me up just as good, and it just got me thinking like it is like if you haven't found that thing yet, like if you haven't found the thing that you're passionate about and the thing, and you're out there and you're like you want it, like it's not too late to like find things like we get into sports, we get into fitness, we get into training, and like not all of us do that quite early, and not all of us do that like and excel in the first thing that we do. Like even Nicole, for example, like Nicole has, she came here 3 years ago. She was into training, but she has completely changed her identity in the space of such a short space of time, going from someone who didn't believe in her abilities, and that's her words, not mine, until someone who, you know, went to the Europeans, stood on stage with the best female bodybuilders, and it doesn't take as long, like that's what, like even a black belt takes like 8 to 10 years if you train really hard, and that's a long journey. It's like it takes 12 weeks to get to know the people in the gym. It takes 12 weeks to get to meet new people and to really try and to put effort in and to really kind of start to enjoy it. Like I remember when I first went to the gym, like I didn't love it, but I went back and I went back and I went back, and then I started to like it. And then I started to see the person it started to change me into. And I was only having a conversation with someone yesterday, and the conversation was kind of like how, how it, I asked a question about like, is the gym your sign that like you're finding things hard? And like, I completely resonate with anybody that when life gets hard, they want to go to the gym and they stop going, and then it gets even harder and harder and harder, and the hole gets bigger and bigger and bigger to climb back out of. Like, I completely resonate with that. Like, and that's not to say that we're lazy people. It's not like we're not going because we're lazy, because we love the gym, but it's so difficult to pull yourself out of that spot. And when I was a kid, I found it very hard. I just found it personally, never spoke to anybody about it, never done anything, just found it hard. Didn't even know it was quite hard at the time. I just thought that's what everybody felt like. Like, I found things hard. I felt not alone. I had loads of friends, but I felt alone at the same time. Like, I had a girlfriend that was like with her for such a long period of time, but like I don't even know how to describe how I felt from like 14 kind of onwards, where like life was a little bit challenging in here, like up in here. And it was funny when I went to the gym. I don't know when, but it just gave my life a sense of direction. And it was at that moment I knew that I was going to do everything I could to be a part of this industry and be a part of this forever. And fitness and health has completely taken me from one direction of life to another direction. And like, it sounds so cliche because like back about when I first got into the gym about 8 years ago, 10 years ago, Jesus, I'm saying eight, like, it's not that long ago, but like it's more like 16, so it's like, Jesus, it's 14 years ago. That's a long ass time. Jesus Christ. Okay, you know, time's flying. But yeah. So 14 years ago when I started the gym, like the first time I ever just went and bought a membership or went down or even had a look at it, um, I forget what I was saying, but I think what I was trying to say was that I pretty much owe everything to the gym. If I had never went down that day, I don't know what I'd be doing. I really don't know because life was a lot harder without the gym and fitness itself. Like, just health. Like, it definitely gave more to me than just physical health. And I know some people out there have great mental health and all that kind of stuff. And this isn't a like I suffer video. This is just a conversation that I had, and it's just the adults in the class that I see that are now, you know, 50, 60, and they are sharp as a tack. Like, they're sharp as like anything. They're, they're pushing me. I'm a strong, young lad, and they're well and truly able to do whatever they want. And there's nothing I can do to stop them. And that type of person just keeps reminding me that, like, yes, like, this is for life. And it's good to see that, and it's good to be around that, and it's good to keep pushing, and that it's good to want more and to progress and these types of things. Um, but I also just did want to say that, like, I completely resonate with the people who, find it hard, and that is why I, at a young age, devoted my life to wanting to try to be part of this industry, whatever way possible. Um, Obviously, I thought a gym is going to be the way that I will be part of this industry, and that's why we have, the gym now. So that's where we are. No business skills. Like, guys, when I tell you, like, I had zero skills. My skill set was zero. Like, I literally knew how to fold paper into origami. Like, that's literally what I knew at the age of 19 before I set out. I knew how to train and I knew how to apply myself in discipline, but I just literally had no skills. Um, I like numbers. That's one thing I was good at in school was numbers. So just have a maths head in my head, but never read a book, never done anything really good with myself except for a sport related activity. Um, and when I mean like I wanted this so bad, I think that's what changed for me. It's like there was this video I watched once, and from time to time when I'm going through like a little bit of a low point, I try to re-find it, and I've never been able to re-find it. And I don't know if I ever actually really do want to find it because I just remember that next morning I just got up and I just remember don't looking back. Like, I'll leave you with this. Like, I remember every morning I would run. I would put on the same video. It was on YouTube at the time, and I would tell myself that I'm gonna make this happen. And I no real understanding as to how. And like when I spoke to people and told them my idea, like I was fully convinced I had everything I needed to be able to do it. But looking back, I can see why people were like this is a bit over the top. Like this is like be careful kind of. It wasn't like no, be realistic. Like that's not the type of people I had around me. It was just be like, okay, that's a big thing to do before your 21st or 22nd birthday. It's like that's gonna be difficult. Like we're getting the money for that. What are you gonna like? Have you got a plan? Have you got a like? Like there was those like initial questions, and I was just convinced that I just had everything I needed, and like I was like genuinely like didn't have any concern in my brain whatsoever about things, and I don't know if that makes sense to what I'm trying to say, but I do feel like starting sometimes is literally the bit that people find the hardest, and literally is the bit that is the most important, and then obviously having that desire. So if that goes for jiu-jitsu, the gym, the business you're working on, the new job, career, whatever that thing is that you're trying to do, like doing that quicker. I mean, as in starting it quicker. Like when you're, and I know it sounds stupid. It's a lot harder to do it when you're older. Like I completely get it. Like it's so hard for me to change things right now. But sometimes I actually think of just like how could I? And that's where like I was thinking today. It was like it was so easy for me to risk money in like the start because I had nothing to lose. I had absolutely zero to lose. No staff, no employees, nothing. If I lost my money, I just lost my money, and I didn't hurt anyone. And it's like I fought so hard to put people in jobs and be able to provide for myself and be able to someday want to get a house and build a family and do all those things. And then there's that fear piece that you're like, yeah, but like you get not cushy, but like it's that coziness, coziness. And I'm calling it the devil because like it's such a big risk, but like I'm spending everything this time around, everything and more. Like, don't ask me how, why. Just it's not about. It's about making an impact. It's about doing something that long surpasses me, and that takes time and that takes investment. It's like I don't want to do this for me. I want to do this for the me in 10 years, or not 10 years time, in 10 generations time that still comes to our brand or our gym and still is being impacted by messages we left or by an impact we had on somebody's life on them. And that's really what it's all about. It's not about anything else. It's really just all about that. You know, that's why I sleep here. That's why I eat here. That's why I work here. Because I don't have the resources or the skill set or the knowledge, and I have to figure that out and I have to build it. And it's like, this is it. This is me doing it. And I think for me, it's like taking that next leap of faith and you know, but you just got to get back into that mindset that like, what have I got to lose? Do you know what I mean? And so what if I lose it? So what if you take a risk and it doesn't work out? Like, do you know what I mean? What are people gonna point and laugh at you and tell you how it's so funny? Like, that's shows who they are. To me, it's what life is about, and that's what a message that I would like to leave to people is like, do not be afraid to take a chance and to take a risk on yourself, even if you've already taken one, because that's what life is all about. It's it's not all about risk. Like, have some calculation in it, but use your own knowledge and sense and what you want to do. Like, is like, you know, I remember the first time I ever went to the gym. Like, I was just told that, like, I was like, this is so good for me. Like I want to help. I know it's just, I don't bother with people. Like, people don't want to hear you talk about your health. And then 15 years later, it's like everybody is in the gym and everybody understands. And Ireland is such a weird culture where, like, risk is looked down upon. We're told to play it safe. Um, we're told to play it safe. We're told to buy a house, and we're told to do all these things. And I just think, like, if that's, there's nothing wrong with that. And, like, to me personally, that sounds bliss. Sounds bliss. It sounds like no stress. None of these. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, just none of these nights. It's not, what have I got on at 4:30 in the morning? What have I got on at 5? Like, and even if it was just a job for money, I wouldn't enjoy it. Like, there's got to be something else behind it driving it, because it's definitely not money or lack of time off or wanting more time off and more freedom. It's not like I wouldn't have. It's more than that. It's like people might not understand it, but this industry and this industry has changed my whole entire life. I never knew it existed. And I just want to make sure that people know it exists, and that there is a place for people to be able to go. And I think there's multiple places: martial arts, gym, yoga, Pilates, everything that's health related is just such a positive place to be. Don't get me wrong, you're gonna have your ups and downs, but being part of a community and being part of something like that definitely makes it a little bit easier. And it's not ever anything to be looked down upon. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've gone through some of the hardest times in my life. Like, I've literally gone through sitting at home on my own. And, like, I am one to suffer. Like, I will let myself suffer. Like, I will suffer. I will, go drive my car. I'll smoke 10 cigarettes, chain smoke them back to back. And I'll be so stressed. And I'll just feel like I'm in that hole. And it will take me a while to get out of it. And I know sometimes for me to get out of it, I need to, like, go a little bit further down and, like, what am I trying to get out of this? Like, this is a little test. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have to talk to myself, journal, think, what am I doing? Like, what is all this for? And then I kind of, from there, pull myself back up, and I go, right, we start tomorrow. You're taking back control, and then, vice versa. That happens. But look, I won't bore you with the nitty gritties of my personal life. Um, we just went off on a tangent for a couple of minutes, but guys, I hope you. This is day 2 of the. I don't know what I called it. I think I called it the life of an entrepreneur end of day vlog. And I think it was like the reality of running a business. So, welcome to day 2, or I hope you enjoyed today too. If you made it this far, fair play. But this is really just for me to be able to look back on, and for me to be able to be like, yeah, look back on. And I don't know why I'm doing it. It's a good way for me to get my thoughts out. It's like journaling, but I feel like there's a little bit more. I don't want to say impact behind it. Um, and if it helps someone, and might end the day help inspire someone to open a business or start a business, or, what's the worst that can happen? People are gonna laugh at me for putting up videos, but even with that, like, let them laugh, let people laugh, because it says more about them than it says about you. And if you want to do a video, just do a video. It's not that big of a deal. It's like, it's really not that big of a deal. And don't ever let anyone make out that it is. It's just a video. No one cares. And if people are laughing at you for making a video, just feel sorry for people that do that and just don't even think about it ever again and just move on. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed today. Long ass day, 1 a.m. We are going to bed. I would love if I could like keep this recording, and you could just watch me sleep, and then just like get back up so that it's real. You know when someone does a vlog and they like obviously set up the camera, but and then they've woken up before that to set up the camera. But I'd love to be able to just leave this on and actually just get up off the couch and you'd be like, that's real. I'm probably gonna do that one night, like just for the fun. But okay, good night, guys. I'm going to bed. I will tackle my day tomorrow, and hopefully we can keep up this end of day vlog consistency. And yeah, we just take it from there. Peace.